What we're going to do is we are going to walk through Valdez. And so I've already walked through laying out the grid. I'm going to do a simple 4-square grid with maybe one nest. It's not the assignment, but you guys will get the idea. I'm going to turn on zoom here so you can zoom. So what's the first thing we got to do? Help me out. I'm a little rough around the edges today.
First need class container.
But before that,
oh right.
shout it out. The people at home can't hear you.
Need to get the bootstrap.
Got to get the bootstrap, which is different from getting the strap, which was what my dad said when I got home from. That's right. Whoa, flashback. Okay, so here I am on getbootstrap.com. I'm on Getting Started. Clicked on Getting Started. And there's lots of ways to get Bootstrap, but what's the best way? What's Jeff's best way?
Your best way. The best.
Steal it, exactly. You don't need to be downloading this stinking stuff. You just need to go out and get it. Yeah. So latest compiled minified CSS. So what's minified? This is actually an interesting term. Anybody know what minified is?
All the spaces are stripped out.
Thank you. And all the spaces and returns are line feeds are stripped out. So when you look at this code, and actually I can go, well, let me go ahead and insert this link real quick. Boom. Where do I put it?
So the condensed version.
Tell me what line to put this on.
Head?
Tell me what line to put it on. Thank you. Bam. Now I'm going to just copy this CDN link. I'll show you what minified code looks like. It's not not a pretty site. So there's your styles.
So the condensed version.
Yeah, and so it shaves, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30%. I don't know. What do you think, T?
I don't know. It depends on how many steps.
Right. I mean, it depends on how many returns there are and how much space there is, right?
But otherwise,
But otherwise, if we just compile that, it would look like style sheet. We're good. Okay, so we've done our first bootstrap. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it to. No, I'm not. I'm going to get a folder so I can test this. Let's see here. Woo. Awesome. Now I can save this. And we're going to call this bsgrid.html. And we're going to save it into public HTML and course materials. Good enough for me. And Shift Command U. Don't show this again. Make this go away. And actually, we should put some content in here, huh? So we know already, Alex, you already called it out. So I'm gonna. The first thing we got to do is we're gonna wrap this thing in a div, in a container div. So check it out. Now that I've in Dreamweaver, now that I've linked Bootstrap to it, it recognizes all of my divs. So if I say class equals quote container. So I've got container and container fluid. They behave differently. You can use either one. Play with it. Try it out. See what you like. For this exercise, I'm going to do container. And then we go down here and we close it, right? And again, open the caret, or yeah, open bracket, / Dreamweaver closes it for us, right? Awesome. Save it. So the $64 question is, can I find it? Whoa. Whoa. Every time I see Keanu Reeves act, that's the only thing I think. Whoa. So what's next? Let's put a, what's the box? Oh, Jumbotron. Can you tell I'm going to be answering all my own questions tonight? And I didn't even have coffee before I came. Jumbotron.
Such a weird word.
Yeah. Okay, so you notice my code is starting to get a little, it's just straight down. So this is, I think I've called this out to a few people, but I just want to remind you, you can go to Commands and apply source formatting. And it cleans up, and it nests the containers. So this is really a big deal when you start working with grid system because you want it to nest. You want to be able to see where you're at, right? So you go to Commands, apply source formatting in Dreamweaver, and it will clean this up. Okay, next order of business. Let's do a row. And then once we have a row, we add a container, right? And I'm going to do small, and I'm going to do 6. How many more columns do I have left?
In that row, 6.
Thank you. So I'm going to do a 3 and a 3. So that gets you to 12, right? Cool. And then, of course, if I want to do this again, I just copy the row, right? I just copy the whole row, and I say, boom. Now I've got 2 rows, and let's just play around with this, and let's do 4s all the way across.
There's something else about setting columns that I found recently.
What's that?
Actually, in the first row, you can actually say column dash SM6. Then just right after that, within the same quote, you can put call SM3, call SM3, as long as you have space between it.
Really? And so what? Huh?
Yeah, that's something I just tested. Just before class, that is.
Okay, well, we'll get back to this. That's a really interesting thing to try, but I'm
not so sure.
yeah. So I'll try that in a second here. So so now I've got 2 rows. Again, I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to apply source formatting. Nothing changed. Everything's cool. I'm going to push it to the server. It says you want to save. I say yes. We hop back up to here. Bam. And we're back to the same problem we had before, right? We can't really see what's going on because there's no style other than just the text. So let's add some style here. Actually, I'm going to add it after my style sheet. Okay, so there's my style, and let's see if I can remember what T taught me last week. So I say bracket, it's brackets, right? Bracket.
Yes.
And it's class star equals quote call dash quote. Is that right? Something lovely. Let's get into a blue. And I'm going to set a height as well. And I'm going to say 100 pixels. Was that right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know. You have the coding is 80% copy and paste. Just like life is 80% attendance. Okay, so there it is. Let's just throw a border on it too, so we can see it. Okay, so now I've got this grid that lays out. And you notice it shifts, I shrink it, it resizes. Again, this is something that, this would be pretty hard for you guys to do by hand, right? So this is the beauty of a framework. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to look exactly like Bootstrap. And if you, actually, this is your homework, sort of. This is my advice to you. It's not really homework. Go home and just Google Bootstrap examples, or do it now. You guys are bored senseless right now anyways. So Google Bootstrap examples and see some of the sites that are built with Bootstrap, and you'll be really impressed. There's a lot of different things. There are also Bootstrap templates out there. Google Bootstrap templates, and you'll find all of these templates that lay this stuff out. So it lays their own style and this advanced style along with the Bootstrap style. You get a responsive page, you get a really cool website, and you didn't have to do a whole lot of coding. But you paid for it with your tuition, learning the mechanics of where all this stuff goes, right? That's the outcome for this class. Okay, that said, ad for the class is over. Let's nest, shall we? Let's nest tonight. No. Couple of things. So I'm going to just, what do I have to do to nest? So I'm going to, first of all, if I nest a row in there, there can't be any more content in there. It's just a row. So this text has to go away, or this just won't work. So I'm going to just highlight the text and hit a bunch of returns. And now, what do? We start over, right? So if I say div, class, row, and then I say div, class, call, dash s, and I'm going to do, I don't know, a bunch of twos. And then I'm going to say this is a nested 2. You guys see that all right?
Yeah.
There we go. This is a nested 2. Close the div. What else we got to do? What do we got to do next?
I still think something's open.
Yep. See, look at that. And so, right, this is where Dreamweaver is going to save your bacon. Tag must be paired. We're missing a closing div. So I got to close this row. And so if I close the row, I close it there. Now let's go up and apply source formatting. Oops. So there's my nested row. The other way to do this, the other way I highly recommend is where is it? Right there. Yeah, nope, got it wrong. So there's the start and there's the end. And again, use Dreamweaver to your advantage. You click on the div, it shows you the closing div. And then this is my nested. So how many more of these can I put in here? 5 more, right? 6 total. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And actually, I'm going to just, for fun, I'm going to say, I'm going to add another class here to each of these. And I'm going to come up here and let's pick a nice, I don't know, something in the oranges. So let's talk about cascading style sheets really quickly. So if I push this up, it should work. Yeah. So there's my nested row. But if I take this bad boy and I move it up, it's broken. got to keep. You always have to think about this, and this has been a mistake I've caught a bunch with students. Is thinking about the order of operation here from for style sheets. So I think generally you want to think in the terms of the broad down to the narrow, and so this is the most narrow code, and this is the broadest code. Applies to everything. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, or whether it works or not. Okay, so I've nested this code. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put some photos in here. I'm going to stop recording right now. Should I stop recording and record another one, or should I just keep this going? Who am I kidding? I'm going to forget to upload this anyways, and you guys will all be out of luck. We're going to go ahead and keep going. Because, you know, it's YouTube, and you guys, there is fast forward, right? Can you imagine if you had to watch this all linearly? You'd be sitting here going, quit talking to the class, Jeff, and show me the next thing. Okay. So let's put some photos in. So this is where Valdez comes in. And Valdez, I had a specific thing in mind. And what I really wanted is I want some internal space here. And I want rounded corners. And so I want a specific visual treatment. And maybe a drop shadow. I want a specific visual treatment to that photo. So I could just say, right now, I mean, I could just, it's easy, right? And I'm not going to do Valdez just because it's so depressing. I am going to do pudgy bunnies. Awesome, my favorite one. So I'm going to just take this and I'm going to copy that URL. So, right, the easiest, the most boneheaded thing is to be able to say, look, let's just throw an image in here. And I'm going to actually come up to the top here because, well, I'll show you what's going to happen. Is I didn't size that. And that is one big bunny. So I didn't size that. And so you can see what happens is first of all, Bootstrap constrained it, right, to that image. And then the overflow is set to just overflow. There is no overflow there. So you can see what happens. So now I've actually got to figure out the exact size of this square. And guess what? This is responsive. That square changes size. So look at what I get here. So that becomes a kind of a serious problem. So my solution is this. Is I take this image.
Oh wait, I think I got the size there.
Did it? Oh, well, no, that was just in the URL. And I'm going to nest yet another div here. This is where, I mean, once you guys have your divs and everything's laid out, you're thinking, I'm done. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
But it's not. So I'm going to put a image in there, and I'm going to just say class equals my image. Now this is going to be my own class, and I'm going to close it. And I'm not going to put anything in any content in here. So, but I am going to come up here and go my image. And what are we going to do? Let's do a background URL. Let's let Dreamweaver do it for us. Background image. It's funny. It doesn't let you say URL. It makes you bring up URL. All right, so I can't do that. I actually have to remember how it's coded. URL in parens, and then we put quotes and paste it and close it. So now we have so background. What do we got to do? We got to repeat. Nope, that's not it. What is it? I'm looking for cover.
Size, background size.
Background size. Thank you. And I want to cover it. And what that does is it will fill that background no matter what. Okay, so let's go back. Here's our giant bunny, and I refresh that. And I typed in the background URL wrong. It looks right. Oh, no, I put it in the right spot. Okay, I think this will solve it. I think there was a little spacing problem there. Nope.
Are the parentheses supposed to be yellow as well?
I don't know. Well, it's all. That's all.
Because that means
Okay, so that's interesting. So there's no because there's nothing in it. I need to force the size or set the size of the of this URL. So I need to say, look, we're going to set a height here of 100 pics. And there it is. But notice it's still not filling the image. So actually, I'm going to change this to width. See if that does it for me. Nope.
it doesn't read the quotes.
No, it's right. It's working.
Oh.
Okay, so it's fitting, but you see it's still overflowing here. So set that to 100. And I think maybe we want to say, and let's make the image square. Okay, looks like there's some, and actually look at this. So you look at this space here. It's obviously there's some margin going on, or there's some padding going on inside this div inside the class. So I'm going to dump the padding on this.
The container has
Yeah, the container does, and the what's it, the grid item has it too. So there we go. I got rid of it, and you notice all these are popping in here. We've got some other issues here, but we're starting to get there, right? So this is still overflowing a little bit.
Do you have to say it as background image, or could you just say image?
No, it's got to be. I'm pretty sure it's got to be background image.
Unless, I mean, you're setting the background to an image, to a class.
Right here.
No, down there where you have my image.
Right there.
Yes.
Well, I mean, my image is just the class, right? So I can call it whatever I want. Now, if I call it, I tend not to use reserved words. So image, height. You know, I tend to when I name something, class or something, I want to name it something useful that I recognize as, and I'm guaranteed that it's my thing.
So-
It could be like Jeff's image or something.
Instead of div, I meant image.
Oh yeah, no, I want to only work with divs. So image isn't a tag, right? It has to be a tag still. So I could say IMG, but then it would want a source, and then I'm back to square one. So let's add a little cleanup here. So I'm going to take my image and I'm going to round the corner. So I'm going to say border radius, and I'm going to give it a 10 pixel radius. Okay, so it rounded that a little bit. Let's do a little padding. 10 more pixels. Nope. Let's give it a little margin. So there it is. Now I've got this space. So now if I actually go back and get rid of that putrid yellow background, which is what was nested. Actually, I want to get rid of all of that. So I'm going to just say boom. So this is another thing that we haven't really talked about that we should see. This is how you comment out a style. So it's slash asterisk and then close it with slash asterisk. So I can do the same thing here. And so I do this only because I want to just temporarily kind of make it go away. I can also put in a comment and okay. So you can see I'm starting to get shape here to my background, right? And I've rounded the corners of the image off, and I can I can get rid of the red solid, and I can say box shadow, and what is it? It's X Y. So we go 3 pixels, 3 pixels. 5 pixel spread, and we'll pick a nice gray, and that should show us a box shadow. So there it is. Still got some issues with overlap and stuff like that. You'll have to play around with that a little bit.
Tool we'll be using that.
Bootstrap images. Okay, so awesome. So there is a bootstrap image shapes feature, so look at that as well. This is my cheeseball kind of hack. So now it's all of your cheeseball hacks that's been recorded on video forever. Okay, I'm going to stop there.